Hey, songwriters, welcome back to At-Home Songwriting. If you're new here, my name is Chad Shank, and I have been a songwriter for many years. And more importantly, I've been a student of songwriting for many, many years as well. Not only do I teach here with my YouTube channel with At-Home Songwriting, I have my own website, athomesongwritingcourses.com, but I also teach songwriting for Berklee College of Music online. I teach lyric tools and strategies, and I also teach commercial songwriting techniques. So check me out on Berklee as well. But if you're on this video, you are looking for ways to write stronger songs more frequently. So one of the things that I hear from a lot of you is that you don't have a lot of time to write songs. In fact, most of you spend between 0 and 2 hours a week writing songs. So you don't have a huge block of your life to dedicate to songwriting. Some of you do, but a lot of you have other things going on, so 0 to 2 hours is all that you really have. So what I've been doing is I have been studying some of the biggest hits that have lasted for decades. So we're talking about Carole King, we're talking about Burt Bacharach, we're talking about Jerry Goffin, we are talking about the Brill Building writers, the Tin Pan Alley writers, some of the songwriters that have lasted decades and some of the songs that you still hear on the radio today. What about them keeps them in our consciousness, and what about them works, and what systems can you use to write your own songs? That has been my mission for myself, is how can I write like that in a shorter amount of time and have more consistent results? Because I hear from a lot of you, a lot of times you are struggling with, how do I make my songs connect with more people? How do I not labor for months over one verse? And how do these other writers, how do they make it seem so easy? So I have discovered some systems that I want to share with you. And this is the first video of 9. So there's actually 9 steps that I'm going to share with you of this process that I have uncovered through studying hit songs. And I want to teach you the systems and the thought process that they use in order to make these songs happen. Because I know even if you don't want to write songs for a living, you wish people paid more attention to your songs and you wish that your songs connected with more people. And I think some of you push back on the word systems or process because you think that it all has to just come from the heavens and it just has to plop out of you. But the reality is the songs that have lasted just didn't plop out. They were formed through structure. Structure is not a bad word. Do you think architects or carpenters, do you think that they go into building a house thinking, I don't want to use wood, F the wood, like I don't want to use nails, screw that? No, they don't. They learn how to use the structure to create something that communicates who they are as a craftsman. And the same thing is true for writing songs. So this is video 1 where we dive in and I give you a step-by-step process. And this is mostly going to be about lyrics, but we'll also do some videos coming up about melody as well. So welcome, settle in, take some notes, and let's write some songs. So in this video, this is going to all be about the first step of getting closer to writing hit songs with a system that works. So every hit song or every song that connects with a wider audience, those songs that last decades, they all start with one sentence. That one sentence is the hook. It's what is the song about? What is the emotional center? What am I shooting for? Because the chorus and the hook is the whole reason the song exists. So everything else, the verses, the pre-choruses, the bridges, everything supports that one sentence. Everything shoots directly to your hook. So if you have a weak hook, if you have a weak sentence, you will end up having a weak song. And I think this is really key because I think a lot of people don't start their songwriting thinking about, how do I have a strong hook? How do I have a strong sentence? So this first step, the whole video here is all about, how do you start finding your hook? So the hook sentence, think of it as your emotional headline. It is one clear emotional truth. It's what the listener remembers, it's what they feel, and it's really what the song orbits around. And you want to keep your hook sentence or your main idea under 10 words. So, a good hook has very few words. It has very few things to think about, right? A good hook is don't go breaking my heart. What's love got to do with it? Where do broken hearts go? Those are types of hook sentences that stick with you and they can really be sung in one breath, right? So you want a line that summarizes what your song is about in one concise thought that happens in 10 words or less. So shorter lines, they stick faster. You can sing them in one breath. If you can't sing or state your hook in one full sentence without taking a breath, you probably have too much information. And in your hook, you want it down to one concept, no extra ideas allowed within your hook. So most hit hooks, they consist of three different shapes, or these are three options that you have for your hook, right? So they are questions, commands, and statements. So what does that mean? Questions are hooks that are like, how do I live without you? Where do we go from here? Why did you do that? How can we get past this? Why does this hurt so bad? Commands are like, leave me alone, get out of here, don't go breaking my heart. Um, a statement would be like, you give love a bad name. I'm lost without you. I'm going crazy. So you have really three choices to start thinking about your hook line. So questions, commands, and statements. The types that have the most conflict and that have the most emotion are the commands and mostly the questions, because that gives you some meat in the emotion. There's some friction. There's some sort of baked in conflict that creates an emotional feeling, where a statement is just kind of stated and it just kind of sits there. But that doesn't mean it's not a useful type of hook. So I want you to start thinking of questions, commands, and statements when you're thinking about your hook line. So this one sentence is the very first step in coming up with a song that really connects. And as the kids would say, it really slaps. So the next thing to think about is, how do these shapes or how do these different options affect the emotion? So you can choose your hook shape, either question, command, or statement, based on the emotions that you want to communicate. So if you're asking for something and asking for reassurance, that's a question, right? If you're just saying something and you're stating it, naming a truth, that's your statement. If you're promising or pleading, give me another chance. Don't walk out this door. Those are the promising and pleading types of hooks. Those are commands. And one thing that I would suggest to you is take your initial idea and try your idea with all three. And one thing to remember is great songs are about real people in real places doing real things at real times. And you want to break the songs down into those thoughts, but you also want to think of what is the main emotional headline that the song revolves around. Because if you have more than one headline, it's not going to work. So try questions, try statement, try command, and see what feels best for your song. Also, be sure that you write your hooks the way that you speak. So don't try to be poetic. Just remember that a song is not written about something. A song is written to someone. Songs are a singer talking to someone. Songs are not about things. They are about a singer talking to someone. And this is something that gets lost in the world of songwriting, but I think it's so key. So the best songs sound like someone would just say them. They use conversational language. They use the first person direct address. So it's talking to a you and I. So it's more intimate. It feels close. And there's no poetic fog. So what I mean by that is there's not language that people don't actually say. Sometimes as lyric writers, we try to be poetic and we start talking like we're Old English or from some other time frame, and it just does not connect with people because writing a great song isn't about showing off your vocabulary. It's about communicating an emotion clearly. So the hook is really there to name a feeling because great songs are about having someone feel something. It's not about the story. So the hook or your hook line usually lives in your chorus, right? And your chorus is the meaning. Your chorus is where the emotion lives. It's not the story. The verses are there to give you evidence of why that emotion is happening or why that emotion is true. So I'll say that again. Your chorus is the emotion. Your verses are there to give evidence of why that emotion is true or why that emotion is happening. And when you're writing your hook and when you're finding your hook, we don't want you to start explaining the story yet. We're not at that process, or we're not at that part of the process of these 9 steps that I've laid out. So all of this that we're talking about is just your first step in getting closer to writing hit level songs. So coming back to what we talked about before about conversational and not being poetic, simplicity beats cleverness every single time. So I want you to remember that statement. Simplicity beats cleverness every time. And I'm not just pulling this out of my butt, right? Like I have studied hit songs. I have looked at the lyrics. I've watched interviews. I have taken in so much information and really looked at songs that last decades. And all of them are clear rather than impressive. They're familiar rather than abstract. And they're repeatable over poetic. So clear over impressive, familiar over abstract, and repeatable over poetic. If you're trying to be impressive, if you're trying to be abstract, if you're trying to be poetic, your songs are going to fall flat for your listeners. And that might be why people are not connecting with your songs the way that you want them to. So the way to kind of stress test your hook idea. So once you've got this emotional sentence, either your question, your statement, or a command, you want to stress test it, right? Could someone remember this? Could someone sing it after they heard it once? Does it say one thing clearly? And could you build a whole song to support it? Those are 3 questions to ask yourself as you're looking at your hook line. Could someone remember it? Could they sing it back to me? Does it say one thing clearly? And could I make a whole song to support it? And what do we mean by whole song? Well, really, a finished song is a verse, maybe a pre-chorus, a chorus, a second verse, a bridge, and some more choruses, right? There's not a whole lot to hit songs. So your verses, again, are the evidence that prove the chorus. And verse 1 really sets the scene and gives us a who, when, where, what. And then the chorus is giving us the emotion, right? So verse 2, its job is to come along and give new evidence and a new perspective on the emotion. So if you have a hook line that you can't have a different perspective and you can't really look at from any other sort of perspectives, then you might just have an idea. You might not have a full song. That hook may not be worth developing. So it's something it takes practice, right? But it's something to definitely put into your process, to put into your system. So to bring all of this back into perspective, if you have an idea that feels like it could be a whole song, that hook sentence becomes your North Star. It becomes the emotional headline. It's that one clear truth. It's what the listener's going to remember, and it's what the whole song is going to orbit around. So that is your very first step in this quest of building out this system for writing songs that are closer to hit level, right? And when we're talking about hits, we're talking about songs that will connect with more of your audience, because I know that a lot of you have said, I just want people to listen to my songs and feel something. So step one is you have to find that emotional center. What is the main emotion, and how do you put it into one sentence, either your question, your command, or the statement? So step one is so crucial because it sets the stage for the other 8 steps. So thank you for following along. If you like this, like and subscribe. And this is one of 9 videos that are going to focus on this system of writing hit level songs and giving you structure and giving you a system for writing your best song. So sign up for my online community at athomesongwritingcourses.com, and let's get going into the next video, step 2.